everyone. I hope everyone is having a good day and having a great day. And today I'm joined here. I'm going to discuss about a lot of things today: Premier League, FPL, along with the Game Week One predictions, Cucurella deal. And today I'm joined by a very special guest in form of Hiren Bai from Curious Harry. First of all, guys, as I always say, please go towards the link given in the description below. The channel of Hiren Bai is tagged. Go there, do subscribe, and please show some love to Hiren Bai's channel. So, Hiren Bai, how are you today?
I am good. Thank you, Shrey bhai for inviting me. So please, guys, check out my channel, Curious Area, and also subscribe Shrey bhai's channel, Shrey FC.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Hiren Bhai.
जी जी
And
बिल्कुल.
again, now starting off with today's topic, and today we are going to discuss a lot of things. A lot of things. Today we are going to discuss upon Premier League. We are going to discuss upon the Premier League Game Week One. We are going to discuss on Chelsea's Cucurella deal. We're also going to talk about a bit of Manchester United, Brentford, Liverpool, everything that's concerned with the Premier League. So do keep tuning in the show for the end, and I'll tell you, you'll enjoy the show to utmost fullest. So, starting off with the first topic today, and the first topic today, I first of all want to talk about is Cucurella, and also going to show you a screen, everyone here, and this is a screen here for the Cucurella one. I'm going to just remove the banner, and Chelsea at the moment for me, this is the one. Oh, I apologize, and just a second. So overall, we all know the Cucurella deal is done, and I have a the latest one which I have just made, the latest untitled presentation that I made for you all, for which I work a lot hard. So here in by first of all, before bringing on the presentation, do give your opinion on Cucurella deal to Chelsea. Is it a good deal or is it too much overpaid?
It's a little bit overpaid, but I thought it's need for Chelsea to have a left center back. I think he will mostly play at a left center back rather than playing as a left wing back. So it's a good deal, and finally Chelsea have a player they are targeting for. So that's good news for Chelsea as well. And Chelsea के लिए मतलब डिफेंस अभी प्रायोरिटी है, तो that's wonderful signing. And it's also the backup of left wing, so that is a good signing. No doubt about that.
I think absolutely agreed, Hiren Bhai, and I understand where you're coming from. I think a lot of people have said that the deal is a bit overpaid because it's around 55 million plus a bit add-ons. So yes, I do agree that the deal is a bit overpaid, but I think in today's market, when we are seeing players like Richarlison going for 60 million, you can say young players like Kunde costing 60 million, while back they will cost 30 million. I think the market has become really, you can say, expensive. Sorry for that. And overall, because of the way the deals have gone, the Neymar deal, the 222 million deal that the Neymar had, I think that's just broken the market. That's broken the back of the market. And Hirinba, I will just say a bit, the voice is coming proper, just a bit more loud because I think it's coming a bit more light. So Hiren Bhai, coming on to again on Cucurella overall, I ask you about the expensive one. What's overall your opinion of Cucurella as a player and how can he really suit Chelsea in your opinion?
So sorry, what are you saying?
I was saying हिरेन भाई फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल थोड़ा सा वॉइस बढ़ा लो क्योंकि कई बार थोड़ा सा वॉइस कम लग रहा है.
अब ठीक आ रहा है?
हाँ अब ठीक आ रहा है हिरेन भाई.
जी जी बिल्कुल.
एंड हिरेन भाई माय क्वेश्चन टू यू वाज लाइक अभी तो हमने बात करी थी कि कुकरेला अबाउट एक्सपेंसिव डील की ये थोड़ी चेल्सी डील कर रही है इट्स वेरी एक्सपेंसिव पर साथ ही साथ ओवरऑल एक्सपेंस की तो हमने बात कर ली कि आजकल का टाइम ही ऐसा है हिरेन भाई जहाँ पे आपको बहुत ज्यादा पैसा देना पड़ता है. मैं हिरेन भाई
जी
आपसे
जी.
ये जानना चाहता हूँ, मैं ये आपसे पता लगाना चाहता हूँ कि आपको ओवरऑल क्या लगता है कि अगर पैसे को तो छोड़ दिया जाए तो कुकरेला का इम्पैक्ट क्या होगा चेल्सी पे? क्या ये साइनिंग है जो चेल्सी को हेल्प करेगी क्लोज गैप करने के लिए सिटी लिवरपूल पे, या ये फिर से कोई साइनिंग है जो चेल्सी ने ज्यादा ही पे कर दिया व्हेन दे डिड नॉट नीड टू?
आई थिंक ओवरऑल तो मतलब हेल्प ही करेगा, क्योंकि अटैकिंग वाइज भी कुकरेला काफी अच्छा है, और जो डिफेंसिव वाइज भी उसकी मतलब स्ट्रेंथ है, मतलब जो ज्यादातर लेफ्ट बैक होते हैं उसके अटैकिंग प्रोपोजिशन अच्छे होते हैं और डिफेंस में थोड़ा लैक करते हैं, लेकिन कुकरेला का ये डिफेंसिव मतलब जो वो ब्राइटन में डिफेंस में भी खेला है, तो वो वहां पे भी कंट्रीब्यूट कर सकता है। तो मेरे हिसाब से तो मतलब काफी यूटिलाइजेशन वाला प्लेयर है कि लेफ्ट विंग भी खेल सकता है, लेफ्ट बैक भी खेल सकता है, लेफ्ट सेंटर बैक भी खेल सकता है। तो इस उस हिसाब से देखें तो मल्टी पोजीशन प्लेयर है, तो चेल्सी के लिए मतलब फायदेमंद ही होगा। और जो लिवरपूल और सिटी का जो स्क्वाड स्क्वाड है उस हिसाब से देखें तो मतलब एक क्वालिटी प्लेयर प्लेयर है। ऐसा नहीं है कि जो बेंच बैकअप जैसा हो, मतलब वो काम चलाऊ जो होता है, जो मतलब काम कर देता है, जैसे आपका लॉफ्टस चीक है, जो मतलब एक है, लेकिन वो उतना मतलब क्वालिटी नहीं है। इस प्लेयर में क्वालिटी भी है। मैंने ला लीगा में भी इसको खेलते हुए देखा है, जब बार्सिलोना में था तब भी, और जब वो दूसरी टीम में गया था तब भी। तो जब बारसा के सामने मैच था तो मतलब क्वालिटी तो प्लेयर में है, तो वो कोई डाउट वाली बात नहीं है कि आप जो कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ कर रहे हैं मतलब। तो चिलवेल की जगह पे अगर मतलब सब्स्टिट्यूट होता है या फिर लेफ्ट सेंटर बैक भी खेलता है, तो मतलब आपको ज़्यादा मतलब डिफरेंस नहीं दिखेगा। मतलब अटैकिंग वाइज़ भी अच्छा है, डिफेंसिव वाइज़ भी अच्छा है, तो एक चेल्सी के लिए ओवरऑल तो मेरे हिसाब से फ़ायदेमंद डील ही रहेगी ये।
I think absolutely agreed Hiren bhai with you here because last year, if people remember the way Chelsea played and the way Chelsea were going on, Chelsea absolutely collapsed as a team when Reece James and Ben Chilwell both got injured. I think that was the time where Chelsea brutally suffered. They suffered a lot, and Chelsea really suffered a lot when Reece James, Ben Chilwell, Kovacic, Jorginho all got injured. And Chelsea derailed match पे हारते रहे, and a lot of problem was being caused to Chelsea. And slowly but steadily, Chelsea were just not out of the title race; they were beyond the picture of the title race. So I think Cucurella for me is not even just a player who is just going to come here replace, you can say, uh, Ben Chilwell. I think he's going to be a player that can even get ahead of Ben Chilwell because Ben Chilwell is coming after a very serious ACL
Yes, yes.
injury, and because he's coming after a very serious ACL injury, I think nobody knows how is Ben Chilwell going to play. Is he going to play at his best, or is he just going to decline? Is he going to struggle? Is he going to get injured? And the biggest problem for me with Marcus Alonso was he was a bit slow. And I think it does not work in the Premier League. He's caught defensively. And I think that's the reason that this deal could work wonders for Chelsea. So, coming on to the second part of the news today, before we go on to the Premier League today, and the second part of the news today for you all is about Colville, who has been confirmed to leave Chelsea. Now, we all know that Colville was the one on whom the whole deal depended. If Colville
Yes, yes.
rejected Brighton, the deal would have collapsed. Now, Colville has gone to loan. Yesterday, we were getting rumors that Chelsea was selling Colville permanently, and it was around 20 to 25 million. And Chelsea were putting on a buyback clause, which was going to cost 50 million. So that was rumors that were coming out. But now, as per some reports, Chelsea have somehow agreed with Brighton to let them go on loan, let Colville go on loan, and Chelsea have paid extra 7 to 8 million to sign Cucurella. So coming on to the guest today, and Hiren bhai, what's your opinion over on Livy Colville? What type of player Livy Colville is? And overall, is it a good thing for Chelsea to pay extra 10 million for, you can say, Mark Cucurella to just keep Colville, sir? So please give your opinion, Hiren bhai.
I think it's a smart move because most of the time Chelsea they are regretting player like Tomori who they sell in a couple of years. So it's a good move to have a loan deal rather than selling permanently, क्योंकि प्लेयर तो कॉलवेल अच्छा ही है, मतलब डिफेंसिव वाइज अच्छा खेलता है, और उसकी पोजीशनिंग भी अच्छी रहती है, तो उस हिसाब से कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। और अगर चेल्सी अभी थियागो सिल्वा भी मतलब लास्ट ईयर में ही है, अगर खेलेगा तो 1 साल, 1 मोर ईयर विल प्ले। सो इट्स अ गुड बैकअप इन फ्यूचर, एंड यंग टैलेंट को मतलब अपने ही यंग टैलेंट को चेल्सी ने काफ़ी पिछले सालों में मतलब सेल किया है, और बाद में जब टीम को नीड होती है, तो उस तरह के प्लेयर फिर मार्केट से और प्राइस पे करके परचेज़ करने पड़ते हैं। तो उस हिसाब से देखें तो ये अभी थोड़ा-सा वो लगेगा कि 10 मिलियन ज़्यादा पे किया है। लेकिन ये अगर फ्यूचर के हिसाब से देखें तो ये मतलब लोन मूव ही सही था कोलविल के लिए, क्योंकि वो चेल्सी के मोल्ड का प्लेयर तो है ही, और चेल्सी में फर्स्ट 11 में भी आ सकता है अगर थोड़ा-सा एक्सपीरियंस गेन कर ले तो।
I think absolutely agreed, Hiren bhai. I'm absolutely agree with you here because I think Hiren bhai, you have been more spot on than the people that we have got in a Chelsea fan base. I think you have been absolutely spot on. And the problem with Chelsea fan base is there's just suddenly tears and there's suddenly happiness, and that's the way the fan bases goes. Overall, Hiren bhai, you made a very good point. Thiago Silva is around 38 years of age. So Thiago Silva most probably is going to give you 2 years max to max more. And when he will become 40, how do you know that how is he going to play? So Thiago Silva is most probably going to be around 40 years of age, 38 years of age now. Next year, he's going to be 39. If we let Colville go and would have brought him back for 50 million, I think double the price would have been costly. Nobody
Okay.
even knows that we would have been able to brought him back. Nobody knows about that because it doesn't mean that you've got a permanent clause forever. So that is the thing that depends a lot on that. And I think Chelsea made a very, very good decision here to let Levy Colville go on loan and pay the extra 7-8 million, because for a club like Chelsea, amount of 7 to 8 million is like peanuts, is absolute peanuts for a club of Chelsea size. And therefore, for me, it's a good deal for Chelsea to let Levy Colville go, let him develop on loan. And on the other hand, Chelsea can go towards developing more, you can say, current future by keeping players like Silva, Koulibaly, letting Colville develop, and for the future, building the club in the right hand. Going towards the third news today, and third news is that Barcelona are really close to signing Marcus Alonso from Chelsea. Talks are progressing well. All parties are waiting for Thomas Tuchel to give the green light. I think it was absolutely clear once Cucurella was signed, there was no way Alonso was going to stay. So now, because Cucurella has arrived at Chelsea, that means Marcus Alonso will be going on towards Barcelona. Oh, I'm so sorry. And because he's going to Barcelona, I've got a Barcelona fan along with me today in Hiren Bhai. And Hiren Bhai, with Marcus Alonso, what's your thinking about Barcelona trying to get Marcus Alonso, and how do you think he's going to suit their system that Xavi is trying to implement?
I think it's perfectly backup for Jordi Alba for in our team, because in Chelsea also they have Emerson, Chilwell, and now Cucurella. So I think Marcus Alonso will not get game time in upcoming season. So it's a good move also for Chelsea too. Then and in Javi system, attacking wise left back are more useful in Javi's system. So Marcus Alonso is a perfect fit in that role, and it's a similar kind of player like Jordi Alba. Defensive wise is very weak, but we need a offensive left back, and we also have a Balde. So then it's a very good mix up of young and old player. So perfectly fit in Barca system, and also Chelsea have a excess of left back now. So it's a good deal for both of teams, and now waiting for Thomas Tuchel to give a green light, because personal term are already agreed with Alonso a couple of months ago. So looking forward to have Alonso in our team.
I think agreed, Hiren Bhai. And Alonso overall for me is a player that's always deceived to impress. Alonso is one of the best attacking left wing back I've seen in my life. For me, I'm being very very honest. The way he has played attackingly, his free kicks, his hitting ability, his power in the box, his heading ability, I think he's better than most of the strikers in the world. If I'm being very honest, Barcelona have got Martin Braithwaite. He's a better striker than Martin Braithwaite. I'm being very very honest here. And Alonso is a fantastic player and can do wonders for a team like Barcelona. The only problem that I have with Marcus Alonso at Chelsea was the pace. Marcus Alonso never used to have the pace that's required because he used to be a lot more slower. And that's the only thing that concerns me if you should be a Barca fan. But the thing with Marcus Alonso is that on a big day when it matters, he always produces the performance. For Chelsea in the Carabao Cup final, he handled Salah very, very well in that match. For a player that's very slow, he handled Salah well. And that's the biggest weakness of Marcus Alonso, that whenever he is caught on his left foot and is a bit more slower, I think he's just caught off the pace. And this is where other teams capitalize. They put a more quicker player on Alonso and they try to make the run in behind. Chelsea used to struggle a lot against players like Daniel James, because Daniel James was used to put against Marcus Alonso, and Alonso was just not able to handle the pace that you can say Daniel James used to bring on. That used to be a bit of problem with him. And chat here by Football Creeks here. I'm seeing Cucurella as more of a left wing back rather than left wing rather than left back and left wing back. Because they will give Sterling a free role or maybe use as a right back or a centre forward. Sir, I don't think he will be used as that way. Because the problem is, I think Mount is an 110% starter in the Chelsea team. We do not function without Mason Mount. And Raheem Sterling, if you see the Chelsea preseason, it's been Raheem Sterling playing as a forward, while Havertz has played as a right forward and Mount has played as a left forward. That has been the shape that Chelsea has gone with. And therefore, I can see Cucurella only being a left wing back or a backup whenever a centre back is injured. So coming on to the Alonso deal here, and overall the way it's gone. Now, Hiren, you know that we were after a lot after a Sergino Dest. But because Chelsea have already signed Cucurella, there's no chance of getting Sergino Dest. That brings me on to another player of Barcelona today that I'm going to discuss about. A player who is really garnering a lot of interest from Manchester United, from Chelsea, big bidding war, and his transfer fee might decide can Barca register players or not. That transfer fee is going to decide that. So coming to you, Hiren on this one, Frankie de Jong, do you see Alonso playing a bit part in the deal and Chelsea trying to get a bit more sweeten in the deal? Because Chelsea have been demanding 25 million for Alonso. while Barca have refused to pay that. For me,
Mm.
it's going to be max to max 10 million or 15 million, the way it's going on. So, do you think this deal will play a part in Frankie de Jong coming to Chelsea, or do you think Frankie de Jong is going to United?
Alonso deal is a very important deal because it's sweetened the relationship between two clubs. Before that, Rafinha and Kunde saga happened, so everybody is talking about the two club are in rift. But with signing, if Alonso is signed with Barcelona, then the club relation will back to the track, and it could be very good for both club. But I think in Frankie De Jong's deal is main important thing is the players agreement, because player is not looking for a leave. So I think it's with United also Barcelona agree at terms, but the player is refusing to leave. So it's a player's decision rather than club's decision, because clubs want to sell either United, either Chelsea or any other club. But it's all depend on player. So I think player will play a major role. And I heard news that Chelsea are only gonna make offer when Frankie De Jong say yes
But
to.
Hirinbhai, I just want to come you on that because see, you are more aware of Barcelona as compared to the people in the chat and me because you are the Barcelona fan. Hirinbhai, I want to ask you in a very, you can say, proper way, in simple answer. Just tell me, Hirinbhai, do you think that Frankie de Jong, if Frankie de Jong stays, Barca might not be able to register players? And do you think
No,
whatever happens, he is getting sold? Because the money problem is there for Barcelona. Do you see Frankie de Jong somehow, some way being sold here? Because at the moment, for me, the money that Barcelona are trying, Bernardo Silva is a big player that you're going after. Bernardo Silva is going to cost 60 to 70 million pounds, and you've already spent upwards of 200 million for me in this window. So, do you see Hirin by that if Frankie de Jong deal collapses, there could be a big trouble for Barcelona, so he will be sold, and a cut price deal might be agreed.
no. It's not gonna affect that much, because we are activating a fourth lever, or the 24% sale of BLM. So we another get 100 million, and also we are talking with Busquets and PK to for a salary reduction, and also talking with Memphis and Aubameyang, either one of them selling. So there is a making. And also today Laporta confirmed that before the first match of La Liga, we are able to we are able to register all the players we have signed till that. So there is no difference in, but it's a very important deal for Barcelona also to sell Frankie De Jong, because Frankie De Jong is currently highest paid uh, team player in Barcelona.
Yeah, I think he's around. I think if Hirin by I'm right, he's around 450 to 500k. Frankie de Jong, if I'm
Yes, and
right.
29 million from this season. So it's a very important. That's why Laporta and Barcelona are very much of selling of a player. They
Hmm.
sporting wise they don't want to sell, but due to the salary structure of the team, they want to sell. And that also depend on Bernardo Silva deal, because either Frankie leave, then also then uh, Bernardo Silva deal happens. Otherwise, that deal also collapse. So it's all depend on the player side, how they react, and how want to they do it. बाकी तो प्लेयर तो रजिस्टर हो ही जाएंगे, क्योंकि
Hmm.
बार्सिलोना ने उस तरह से मतलब मैनेज कर लिया है. जब पिछले समर में भी जब सॉरी पिछले विंडो में भी जब विंटर ट्रांसफर थी, तभी जब हमने फेरन टोरेस साइन किया था, तो सब तभी भी यही न्यूज़ आ रही थी कि कैसे रजिस्टर करेंगे. तो उमटीटी का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट रिस्ट्रक्चर करके उसको रजिस्टर किया था. उसके पहले भी लास्ट समर विंडो में भी ऐसा आ रहा था कि मेम्फिस डिपे को कैसे रजिस्टर करेंगे.
And
लेकिन
Hirin bhai,
लास्ट
coming on to this part only, Hirin bhai, Chelsea are also linked to signing your players like Aubameyang, Depay,
ओबामेयांग.
and you're offering us a lot of players. I think it's to soften Chelsea because Barca don't want to break the relation with Chelsea, and the way you have just absolutely destroyed a window to Kunde away from us, Rafinha away from us, I think there's a lot of bad blood in there. So Barca is trying to soften it a bit. Do you see overall, Hiren bhai, because a lot of Chelsea fans are very confused that should we go for Aubameyang, should we not go for Aubameyang? You will also see here there was a question that opinions on Vardy by Mr. Steve. Opinions on Vardy. So Chelsea have been linked Hiren by with Ronaldo at some point in this window, Jimmy Vardy. So Hiren bhai, I want to ask you a question here that how do you see Aubameyang, how he has played at Barcelona so far, and is it a good deal for Chelsea to go for Aubameyang, and or Vardy is a better deal for Chelsea?
I think Aubameyang is a matlab, very good deal because he played under Tuchel in Dortmund, so he knows how to use Aubameyang, and he is a Chelsea mold type player. So I think वो मतलब अच्छा कंट्रीब्यूट कर सकता है चेल्सी के हिसाब से। और बारसा में भी मतलब हाफ सीजन में आया था, और उसने मतलब 11 या 12 गोल मारे हैं। तो प्लेयर में तो मतलब क्वालिटी प्लेयर है, और मतलब परफॉर्मेंस और प्रीमियर लीग का एक्सपीरियंस भी है आर्सेनल के साथ, तो वो कोई तो दिक्कत नहीं है। वार्डी भी अच्छा है, मतलब दोनों ही मतलब गोल प्रूवन, मतलब आपको सीजन में 15 या 20 गोल, तो मतलब 15 गोल तो मिनिमम दे ही सकते हैं।
Hello, Danish
तो
bhai.
आई थिंक इट्स अ गुड गुड डील फॉर, मगर मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि इधर डिपे जाएगा या फिर ओबामेयांग, दोनों में से डिपे के जाने के चांसेस ज्यादा है, क्योंकि अगर डीपे में ऐसा है कि डीपे जो है वो मतलब बड़े क्लब में ही ट्रांसफर करना चाहता है, तो उधर वो बात अभी रुकी हुई है। अगर कोई मतलब अच्छा क्लब आएगा तो डीपे जाने के लिए तैयार है, लेकिन
Hmm.
और ओबामेयांग के साथ ये प्रॉब्लम है कि उसकी जो सैलरी है वो इस सीजन से मतलब बढ़ रही है, तो मतलब दोनों तरफ से बार्सिलोना में को फायदा है कि इधर किसी एक को तो मतलब सेल करेंगे ही इस सीजन,
हाँ,
तो
क्योंकि किसी
चेल्सी
को
के
सेल
लिए।
करना ही पड़ेगा बादशाह लेना, क्योंकि
हुँ,
प्रॉब्लम है।
हुँ,
एंड ये से हिरेन भाई, मैं थोड़ा सा इस पे एक बार चैट का आंसर दे दें, क्योंकि अभी इस पे भी ज्यादा बहुत टॉपिक्स करने हैं। आई थिंक सारे कहने लग जाएंगे यार बारसा की टॉपिक करने बैठ गया है, बट बारसा का मैं वादा करता हूँ आई विल ब्रिंग अ स्पेशल शो विद हिरेन भाई, बारसा चेल्सी राइवलरी, बिकॉज I think I'm getting a bit of feeling that Chelsea and Barca are going to draw each other, whether in group stage, whether in round of 16 and quarter final. And I do think I'll bring Ankit bhai here, Hiren bhai here, trying to bring one more Barcelona fan to have a bit of war, tag team match, double versus double. So now going on
बिल्कुल।
towards question by football creeks, you need James backup, I suppose. But football creeks are, I will only say one thing, that rumors are coming from Chelsea side that they do not want a right wing back backup. Chelsea are trying for Ruben Loftus-Cheek to play at right wing back backup for James. Chelsea are more concentrated on left wing back, centre back, and a forward. Chelsea are not concerned about James backup because at the moment Aspie's contract has been extended, and Chelsea are also on the verge of going for like a left wing back, and it's not like they have unlimited budget. And Chelsea do see Ruben Loftus-Cheek being a part of that. Another question here is by Football Creek. So Frankie is tempted to move to Chelsea rather than United. No, I believe he's tempted, but it depends on how much Chelsea can pay. We have paid around 80 million for Sterling and Koulibaly. We have paid around 60 for Cucurella. We've also paid around 18 to 17 million for Chukwemeka. We've also paid 15 million for Gabriel Slonina. Chelsea is also after Cesare from Syria, who is a very talented youngster. So Chelsea at the moment have already spent in upwards of 170 million. How are we going to spend another money when we are going after Fofana, who is going to cost 80 to 85 million? So there are also things that we have to be concerned about. And we are not giving Bernardo Silva to anyone at least for this season, because next season we will buy Cuckoo. That's a good one. I do believe
हुँ,
City will not sell Bernardo Silva, because if City are not able to replace him, I think City will let him go if they're able to replace him. But football freaks, I will have to ask you one question, made here. That one question just Pep Guardiola in his press conference said this thing that if a player wants to leave, I have no problem in coming in their way. So do you see Bernardo Silva causing a bit of problem, because he's very attracted to go to Barcelona, and that's the biggest part of this deal. And again, taking more question here, Danish Bhai is in the chat. Hello, Danish Bhai. Fans of other clubs are sorting players which will suit them best, and we are like, de do koi bhi. I think Danish Bhai, I believe you should be more positive. United are going to do much better. I think positive ho, sab kuch better hoga, Danish Bhai. Please trust. Come on. United will do better in my opinion. Can't draw in group stage, both in pot two. Oh, I'm so sorry, Ujjwal Bhai. Thank you so much, Ujjwal Bhai, for this information. But Ujjwal Bhai, I'm getting a bit of feeling that we are going to draw in a round of 16 or a quarter final. And here, Depay, Juventus jayega as per rumors, but Juventus want him as a loan. For that to happen, Depay may be tempted to extend a contract to 2024 if that happens. So before,
बिल्कुल,
guys, we
बिल्कुल।
go to the Premier League chat, because it's going to take long. That's a very important chat, most important topic today. First of all, I'll say please subscribe to Hiren Bhai's channel. It's given in the link below. Please subscribe. And on final question to Hiren Bhai on Barca before we go towards Premier League, please answer this question, Hiren Bhai, that do you see Bernardo Silva coming to you this season, or because if Frankie De Jong deal is not agreed, then it might not happen?
ऑनेस्टली मैं बताऊँ तो मतलब इसको जानने के लिए फ्रैंकी डियोंग के माइंड में जाना पड़ेगा कि उसको मतलब क्या करना है। अगर उसने पहले से ही डिसाइड कर लिया है कि मैं लास्ट तक मतलब जाके चला जाऊंगा, तो फिर बर्नार्डो सिल्वा हो जाएगा, क्योंकि कल ही पेप ने जो बोला है कि वो मतलब प्लेयर की विल के अगेंस्ट नहीं रोकना चाहता मतलब किसी को। तो अगर फ्रैंकी डियोंग का पता चल जाए कैसे भी करके, लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि फ्रैंकी डियोंग रुकेगा अभी, क्योंकि तभी बार्सिलोना ने दूसरे प्लेयर से वेज कट के लिए बातें चालू की है कि बुस्केट या फिर पीके हो गया, या फिर ये मेम्फिस डिपाई का है, क्योंकि वो क्या चाहते हैं कि और चौथा जो एक्टिवेट है लीवर है वो एक्टिवेट कर दिया है 100 मिलियन के लिए करने जा रहे हैं। तो मतलब ये सब इंडिकेशन ये दे रहा है कि बार्सिलोना अभी जान चुकी है कि फ्रैंकी डियोंग जाएगा नहीं, वो रुकने के मोड में ही है। तो फिर मेरे हिसाब से तो बर्नार्डो सिल्वा इस साल तो नहीं होता दिख रहा है। लेकिन ये ट्रांसफर विंडो है, लास्ट डे पे कुछ भी हो सकता है, जैसे ओबामेयांग हुआ था लास्ट के आधे घंटे में साइनिंग, तो कुछ भी हो
बट
सकता है।
ओबामा का तो यही केस था ना हिरेन भाई, वो तो अटटा ही कह रहा था प्लीज यू गो फ्रॉम हियर, आई डू नॉट वांट यू इन माय टीम, प्लीज प्लीज जा यहाँ से, प्लीज गो। एंड ऑल और नथिंग, आई हैव नॉट वॉच, बट पीपल डू टेल मी इफ ओबामा एंड अटटा हैव बस्ट अप, आई डू वॉच फॉर श्योर इफ दैट हैपेंड। And now going on towards the Premier League talk today, the most important part, क्योंकि वापस आ गई है Premier League यार, and so
यस।
excited. Finally, we have something to discuss. And before going on to that, I'm just going to take last two questions. Don't you do think that Barca is taking Frankie somewhat for granted? On a sarcastic note, I feel we might see Frankie curse for Xavi like Yaya for Pep. I think Yaya for Pep was more personal. I think that was more
यस यस।
personal. I think Frankie has no problem with Xavi, and
नो नो नो।
Frankie admires Barcelona. He wants to
यस।
stay there, but Barca have a lot of financial problems, which is not happening because
and
Frankie de Jong in
also
his life has this desire to be Barcelona player. And
and
another
also
question here, yep. But the situation is kind of similar. What Messi situation when extended a contract? I mean, City bided Messi in 2020, I suppose. I think overall, I will say one thing that Hiren Bhai has said very, very well. This deadline day could be one of the most interesting deadline days we will ever have in a history, because I think Chelsea are going to go for some deals. We aren't going to get everyone. I think Barca will go for some deals. Bernardo deal will drag. City will need a replacement. Depay, Brett White, a lot of things are going to go around, and it's going to become a lot interesting. So now going on towards a topic which I've been waiting to get you on, and
yes
we'll have
yes.
predictions here along with Hiren Bhai here, and a bit of news here on Rafinha and Hiren Bhai, a bit of thoughts. Leeds owner Rafi says Rafinha to Chelsea was done, and he felt ashamed to go back to Boli. Arsenal plus Spurs also keen, but Barca influenced among it. So he's trying to say that Deco had a big role, in my opinion. He's trying to say. So what's your opinion on his deal, Hiren Bhai? And how do you think Leicester? How did you felt shaming Leicester City?
नो
No,
नो नो,
Leeds, Leeds.
बिल्कुल
I'm so sorry.
नहीं नहीं, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल नहीं। इसमें तो ये फुटबॉल है, और ट्रांसफर में तो ऐसा चलता ही है। मतलब किसी टीम का अगर कोई प्लेयर हाईजैक होता है तब हम ऐसी बात नहीं बोलते हैं कि ये इसने किया है। और उसका जो लीड्स का ओनर है वो ये भी बोल रहा था, मतलब इंटरव्यूअर ने एक क्वेश्चन पूछा था कि क्या बार्सिलोना आपको इंस्टॉलमेंट में पेमेंट दे पाएगी, तो उसके ओनर ने ऐसा मतलब आंसर दिया है कि अगर 2 सितंबर को जो मतलब शायद इंस्टॉलमेंट की डेट होगी आने वाला 2 सितंबर, अगर वो नहीं देते हैं तो ग्लोबल केस होगा बार्सिलोना
हाँ
पे।
ग्लोबल केस होगा, आई थिंक वो बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है हिरेन भाई।
कोई नहीं, वो इंग्लिश मीडिया वैसे भी बार्सिलोना के पीछे पड़ा है कि ये कैसे ऐसे इतने सारे पैसे लेके आ
Right,
गए
just go Hiren
और
bhai,
सारे
not only
साइनिंग
us, all English media, Chelsea is against
बोल।
Barcelona, Hiren bhai. So sorry, but the way you took Kunde from us, the way you took Rafinha from us, I think sympathy from Chelsea fans is not going
नहीं
to be
नहीं
here.
नहीं
Any
नहीं,
update on?
मेरे इसमें
Mhm.
इसमें श्रेय भाई, इसमें दिक्कत यही सिर्फ है कि जितने भी सारे, अगर आपका ओपिनियन हो सकता है कि बार्सिलोना ने ये गलत किया है या
No, no,
फिर
no, no,
सही किया।
no, no, no. One thing I want to clear. No, 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 no. Barcelona have done nothing wrong. They
नहीं,
have done nothing wrong. See, that's not Barcelona mistake that they're one of the most attractive club in the world. That is not their mistake. Players like Messi have played for them, Xavi, Iniesta. They have inculcated dreams. Like Manchester United, I think Danish Bhai will agree with me because Danish Bhai is a United fan. That United magic has always got players to sign for them. I think Barcelona, one thing I will say is if Barcelona don't improve as a club in terms of success, in 6 7 years that might not be the case. In 6 7 years guys might desire, I want to play for Manchester City, I want to play for Pep. But right
पेप।
now Barcelona are the beauty for everyone, and I think they are a team that everyone will go against. I think if you criticize Barca for that, that's wrong. Barca are a dream. Players like Messi, Xavi, Iniesta have made this team one of the most beautiful team to watch. And that is, and one more question here, just FPL. So we are coming to this. We are coming to the FPL part. And coming to the FPL part now, Hiren Bhai, and coming to more important part today, Hiren Bhai. That's first of all, let's go to FPL first. Let's go towards FPL talks today.
yes.
And Hiren bhai, do you play FPL?
यस यस इस साल से मैंने चालू किया है अभी.
That's fantastic. Now we are going to have some fun today. And you can see on the screen Salah, and there's one more question here by Prashant sir. Rafinha would have solved many things for us, and a transfer window would have ended with Fofana. I think he would have done a fantastic job for Chelsea.
यस यस
Rafinha
बिल्कुल.
is a very good crosser of the ball, and he is a very good diagonal crosser of the ball. So Rafinha crossing to Sterling, and Chelsea having a lot of space to work in. Rafinha making the diagonal pass to Sterling, making the run in behind. I think Rafinha was a final trick Chelsea needed in their attack, but it was taken away, and a good signing by Barcelona nonetheless. And now going to the FPL part, and here Danish bhai, United were relying on Martial all season. Start होने से पहले, I think Danish bhai is injured. He will not be fit for
यस
this game
यस. नो
against
नो.
Brighton. So FPL talk here. I put some players' names here: Salah, Son, Kane, Haaland, Nunes, Sterling. But guys, you cannot sign everyone. Let's be brutally honest. Budget होता है. There's a budget to pay 100 million. I was yesterday literally crying in tears because I wanted to have Salah, I wanted to have Haaland, I wanted to have Sterling, I wanted to have Kane. But a choice ही नहीं है. We don't have any choice bar going for 2 or 3 players. So overall, these are the players that everyone want to go in, and along with some cheap buys. So first of all, I'll go to Hiren Bhai here. Hiren Bhai, from these 6 players above, I want to ask you 2 players that you think are must have in the team.
I think Son and Salah.
Son and Salah.
Mm.
And I can tell you, Hiren, by Son and Salah are going to cost you 25 million. So it means that you will only have 75 million left to sign the
Mm.
other 13 players. So
Mm.
I think Son and Salah might be very, very good choice, to be honest. It might be two choices. But also, I want to ask you, Hiren, bhai, on this one. This is where I was trying to trick you, Hiren, bhai. And now I'm going to come to most important question, because I'm sorry, guys. This is the most important one. And the question is, Hiren, bhai, the thing is that I think chat will agree with me. You also want to have Trent in your team. I think Trent is a main. I think not having Trent Alexander-Arnold could be the biggest disaster you can
Biggest.
make in FPL. I think Gaurav Bhai says, मुझे तो Nunes and Haaland चाहिए. But Gaurav Bhai, that could be disaster. Nunes is
Exactly.
not going to start. It's going to be Jota, Salah and Diaz. Nunes ना लो. मैं दिल से कह रहा हूँ, मैं कोई FPL expert नहीं हूँ, but do not even take Nunes. And Haaland is at the moment doubt, because how can he play straight away? But the problem that I
Gabriel
think is the problem.
Gabriel Jesus is a
नहीं, पर
underdog.
गेबल हिजस की भी एक डाउट आ सकती है आपको, क्योंकि बिकॉज द प्रॉब्लम इज दैट यू वांट टू साइन ट्रेंट, यू वांट टू
Yeah.
साइन रीस जेम्स, you want to sign
Yes, sir.
Cancelo, you also want to sign Salah, you also want to sign Bukayo Saka, because Bukayo Saka is Arsenal's most
Guys.
consistent player. Now Bukayo Saka cost you 8 million, Reece James cost you around 6 million, Cancelo cost you around 7 million, Trent cost you around 7.5 million, Salah cost you 13 million. You will have a very less money to spend on the rest of the squad.
Squad.
You will have
True.
no money to spend on the rest of the squad, and then Gable Hesus is not possible. I'm being very, very honest here. So this is the problem that I think people will find in FPL. That the problem is, you want to go for the main targets, you're going for attackers, but you have forgotten defenders. Reece James is one of the most high point taking defender you'll see. Clean sheet, goals. Cancelo, clean sheet, goals. Trent, clean sheet, goals. You can say Robertson, clean sheet, goals. You can say Salah, maintenance goal scorer. So coming on to you, Hiren bhai, on this one, and take Marcus Alonso or Ruben Loftus-Cheek for striker. And overall, coming to you, Hiren bhai here, Hiren bhai. Now we have talked about 2-1. You were talking about Son and Salah. Now in defenders, if I have to ask you overall in defenders, who do you think, if just hypothetical question, in Reece, Cancelo, and Trent, do you think all three must be kept in a team, or you should only go for two?
I think you can only go for a two.
इसका आंसर करना एक बार, हिरेन भाई, है ला लीगा की कोई फैंटेसी लीग?
I I think होगी तो खरा, लेकिन मैं नहीं खेलता हूँ वो.
ओके
प्रीमियर
ओके
लीग
ओके.
में.
I think यही है ना. I think this is where La Liga has always failed. La Liga has not been able to advertise their product. Premier League ने तो जो advertising करती है, Premier League advertising goes everywhere in the world. Premier League is the one. And here Deepak bhai has sent a bit of DM. Deepak bhai, I'll check it just now on the show. Deepak bhai, I'll just check. And Deepak bhai has sent me a photo here, and hope there's a good photo. Deepak bhai, तो ये दीपक भाई की टीम है. मैं आपको अभी दिखा नहीं सकता यहाँ पे क्योंकि मोबाइल पे है. So Deepak bhai has gone with David De Gea as the goalkeeper. He has gone with Virgil van Dijk. He has gone with Reece James, Koulibaly, Alexander-Arnold, Saka, Rodri, Kante, and then he has gone with Darwin Núñez, Gabriel Jesus, Haaland, and on the bench he has got Pickford, Perisic, Rice, Grealish. I think Gaurav bhai, I'll give you just a bit of advice. Just a bit of advice, Gaurav bhai, from friend to friend. गौरव भाई यहाँ पे आपको 15 अच्छे प्लेयर लेने की जरूरत है ही नहीं. यू कैन टेक 11 और 10 गुड प्लेयर्स. 11 अच्छे प्लेयर ले लो और 4 चाहे बेकार ले लो, एक अच्छा ले लो. आप अपने 11 अच्छी बनाओ और पैसा बचा के अच्छे प्लेयर लेके आओ. हियर गौरव भाई, मेरे को आपकी प्रॉब्लम क्या लग रही है? आपने दोनों चेल्सी के वो ले लिए, जेम्स और कूलीबाले. आप कहोगे चेल्सी के सेंटर बैक्स. चेल्सी इज इन अ फॉर्म वेयर वी कैन नॉट गारंटी क्लीन शीट्स. जेम्स को जरूर रखो, कूलीबाले को आई विल से अभी ना रखो. बट आगे गौरव भाई योर चॉइस. गौरव भाई मैं आपको ये भी कहूंगा, कांटे को अभी मुझे नहीं लगता आप लोग, कांटे ना ही गोल प्रोवाइड करता है ना ही कांटे को एसिस्ट प्रोवाइड करता है. तो कांटे के आपको पॉइंट्स मैक्स टू मैक्स 3 मिलेंगे, वो भी 1 पॉइंट क्लीन शीट का. तो आई विल से कांटे को भी टीम में ना रखो. उसके अलावा डार्विन नूनेस की जगह मुझे लगता है अगर आपको रखना भी है ना, लुइस डियाज रखो, बिकॉज वो नहीं स्टार्ट करने वाला. द स्टार्टिंग प्लेयर विल बी जोटा. तो ये मुझे थोड़ी सी आपकी टीम में प्रॉब्लम लग रही है गौरव भाई. और मैं भी कोई एक्सपर्ट नहीं हूं, मैं बेकार अद्दड़ हूं एफपीएल में, लेकिन मुझे यही लगता है कि ये चीजें जरूर आप ध्यान रखें, क्योंकि डार्विन नूनेस नहीं खेलने वाले. मैंने भी जब मैंने एफपीएल से भी मैं इतना एक्सपीरियंस हो चुका ना, आई एम सो मच एफपीएल, आई मेड दिस मिस्टेक्स. I've always been excited. Lukaku signed by Chelsea, make him the captain of FPL. क्या हुआ? 8 गोल पूरे सीजन में मारे एंड मेरी पूरी टीम डिक्लाइन कर दी. एंड यहीं पे मैं आप पे आऊंगा हिरेन भाई जस्ट कमिंग ऑन द मिडफील्डर्स. नाउ वी हैव गॉट मिडफील्डर्स लाइक सॉन, सलाह, जिनके बारे में मैंने बात कर ली. आई थिंक थोड़े हिडन जेम्स भी है जो आपको पता है कि छोटे ग्रेड्स पे अवेलेबल है, गुड जेम्स है. मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूंगा बिग सिक्स में और इवन आउटसाइड कौन से एक दो मिडफील्डर आपको और लगते हैं जो आप टीम में रख सकते हो, जो स्पेशली गोल एंड असिस्ट प्रोवाइड कर सके?
गोल और आसिस में तो मेरे हिसाब से जो अभी नया प्लेयर कमा का आया है, वो भी काफी अच्छा साउट है.
कमाका मिडफील्ड लाइन में नहीं जाएगा. मैं मिडफील्ड लाइन में पूछ रहा हूं आपसे कि मिडफील्ड लाइन में आपको क्या लगता है कि जैसे सोन और सलाह के अलावा कौन से और मिडफील्डर्स है जो टीम जा सकती है?
केविन डी ब्रुयना.
केविन डी ब्रुयने, हाँ एक बहुत अच्छी चॉइस है, लेकिन केविन डी ब्रुयने महंगे होगी. आपको क्या लगता है, मतलब कोई
वो
और प्लेयर आप बता सकते हो, मतलब जो लोग इतना नाम बोल रहे हो जिसका?
वैसे तो मैं मतलब मैं ज्यादातर ये टॉप 6 टीम ही फॉलो करता हूँ, तो मेरे को
नहीं
मतलब जो दूसरे
मिडफील्डर है जो हम मिस कर रहे हैं, कोई मिडफील्डर जिसका बड़ा नाम ना हो.
दूसरा चेल्सी चेल्सी का हो गया मेसन माउंट.
Ah, fantastic, Hiren bhai. I wanted to bring you here. Mason Mount. Mason
मेसन
Mount
माउंट.
last year scored 11 to 12 goals. So people, he's going to cost you less money. And Danish bhai here with another very, very good choice,
फोर्डन.
Foden.
फोर्डन.
That's a very good choice, Danish bhai. That's a very, very good choice. And Eriksen is one I will say, Danish bhai. Eriksen क्या Eriksen guaranteed है Danish bhai start करने के लिए? क्योंकि जितना मुझे लगता है एरिक्सन शायद नहीं स्टार्ट करेगा इन माय ओपिनियन द फर्स्ट गेम, क्योंकि प्री
ब्रूनो
सीजन
ब्रूनो
के एक मैच खेला है रायो वेलेसानो के खिलाफ. So, in my opinion, Danish bhai, I don't think that Eriksen will play a big part in this. So, coming on towards another one, Rodri or Fabinho, yeah, Thiago. I think the problem I will say football creeks with Rodri, Fabinho, and Thiago will be, in my opinion, is their DMs. So either they are going to give you clean sheet, which means 1 point, 2 points they're going to give you for playing. But what else are they going to offer you? You do not get points in FPL for tackling, for winning the ball back. So sadly for me, I'll rather go for a midfielder that guarantees me a goal or assist at least in 2 games to 1 time. So on a final note, ending the FPL topic, I think going to Hiren Bhai first. Hiren Bhai, do tell me some of your picks and some of your surprise picks you want to go for. Now you are saying that you know more about top 6. So in your opinion, do tell me in top 6 which are the people that you'll 100% pick in your team.
आई थिंक एक तो केविन डी ब्रुयना हो गया, दैट आई विल पिक, एंड सोन, एंड जो आपने कैंसेलो बोला था वो कैंसेलो, और रिस जेम्स.
Reece James हो गए, ट्रेंट हो गए,
ट्रेंट हो गया. फिर गोलकीपर में मैं एडरसन.
एडिसन. बट आपको रिमेंबर एडिसन, आपको लगता है सिटी क्लीन शीट रखेगी वेस्ट हैम के खिलाफ?
वेस्ट हैम के खिलाफ तो मुश्किल है रखना.
मुश्किल है, मुश्किल है. मैं वैसे कहूंगा आई से टू द पीपल गो फॉर मेंडी. Chelsea might keep
मेंडी.
a clean
हाँ.
sheet. For nice one to Chelsea for signing Cucurella. Thank you so much, sir. And it's a fantastic signing for Chelsea. It's a fantastic signing for Chelsea. I'm so happy. So now coming on to my one today. And my one today, I'm going to come to towards my FPL picks. And people, first of all, going to surprise FPL picks for you all. Because for me, I've researched on all the 20 teams. So I can tell you that which one you should go for. Guys, do not forget that Dominic Solanke. Yes, I'm so sorry. Dominic Solanke has scored around 29 goals last year in the championship in 46 games with 7 assists. You also have a very good player from Nottingham Forest in form of Brennan Johnson, in my opinion. Another player you can go for is going to cost you 6 million. Another player you can go for that people are not saying, and I'm very, very surprised, is Pablo Fornals. Pablo Fornals for West Ham creates a lot, assists a lot, and also Pablo Fornals can score some goals. Along with that, people do not forget Jared Bowen. West Ham are a team who rely a lot on heading ability, a lot of goals from corners, a lot of goals from set pieces. I do advise you that do get Bowen in your team because West Ham mostly score goals from corners, free kicks, and Bowen is a fantastic choice. Do go for Solanke, do because he's going to cost you cheap. I think Salah is a main part in the team. You have to have Salah, you have to have Trent, you have to have James, you have to have Cancelo. I think for the goalkeeper, I will say do go for a surprise pick in form of Jose Raya. I think Danish Bhai, I think Newcastle is a tough fixture on the first game, and I cannot see Jesse Lingard doing a lot. So I will say avoid Jesse Lingard, go for Saka, go for players like Bowen, go for Mohamed Salah. If I can even tell you my FPL team here, now I will change it. So please do not take it permanent because I'm going to sleep at night and really going to think a lot more as well. So I will make some changes a lot as well. So I'm not saying anyone to use my lineup. I'm not an expert here. Might be an absolute idiot. But coming on to the lineup that I might choose to play, and here has Hiren by said very, very well that Trent must be picking the team. Cancelo must be picking the team. My team people that I choose in FPL so far, cannot show you the photo because for essay photo I need. The photo that I can say is I've gone for Mendy as a goalkeeper along with Gazaniga as a backup because Gazaniga costs only 4 million. So it helps me balance my squad out. I've gone for James, Alexander Arnold, Cancelo, and Max Kilman as my defense because Wolves will be playing Leeds United and I do expect them to keep a clean sheet. Along with that, I will go for Rashford. Danish Bhai, I'm going for Rashford, and I will say do go for Rashford. Rashford might play as a striker in this game. I've gone for Sterling. I've gone for Bukayo Saka. I've gone for Bowen. I've gone for Salah. And then I've got for Ivan Tony as my striker because Leicester City are in absolute free fall. They've not signed even a player. All the negativity, Casper Michael has gone. And I do see Brentford absolutely smacking the heck out of them in the first game of the season. And I do see Tony scoring a lot. And do go for Neto Williams, who is going to cost you only 4 million. So it helps you save some money. And 12:30 ko match. I think again I will say one thing. Chelsea match will be live tomorrow, and I will be doing a post match, and Hiren Bhai will also be there as well. That will be around 12:15 after the match ends. And 12:30 को सर मेरे ख्याल से आज है पैलेस और आर्सेनल का और कल 5 बजे है फुलहम लिवरपूल का. उसके बाद मेरे को और भी मैच है न्यूकैसल नॉटिंघम है, लीड्स वुल्व्स है, टॉटनहम साउथहैम्पटन है, उसके बाद आपका चेल्सी एवर्टन है. So now
10
going to
बजे को
other
है.
topics. I'm going to other topics as well. And यहाँ पे हिरेन भाई की prediction लूंगा कि end में अगर गलत निकले तो clip कर दूंगा हिरेन भाई को. And going to the prediction part, just beginning the screen here. Hiren bhai, these are the matches that we've got on the first game week. Palace, Arsenal, Fulham, Liverpool, Newcastle, Nottingham, Bournemouth, Villa, Tottenham, Southampton, जो भी है. एक बार एक मुझे बताइए हिरेन भाई, आपको क्या लगता है इनमें रिजल्ट्स क्या होने वाले आपके पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से? चाहे स्कोर नहीं, चाहे आपको लगता है जीते कौन है. अगर आप स्कोर दोगे तो मच बेटर.
आर्सेनल वर्सेस पैलेस में 3-1. फुलहम वर्सेस लिवरपूल में 3-0. न्यूकासल वर्सेस नॉटिंघम में न्यूकासल 2-1. बॉर्नमाउथ वर्सेस विला में विला 2-1. टॉटनहम वर्सेस साउथहैम्पटन 2-0 टॉटनहम. लीड वर्सेस वुल्व्स, उसमें वुल्व्स 2-0. चेल्सी वर्सेस एवर्टन, चेल्सी 2-0. यूनाइटेड वर्सेस ब्राइटन, यूनाइटेड 2-1. लेस्टर वर्सेस ब्रेंटफोर्ड, इसमें लेस्टर 2-1. और वेस्ट हैम वर्सेस मैनचेस्टर सिटी, उसमें 3-1.
So ये सारी थी हिरेन भाई की prediction. So if anyone disagrees with हिरेन भाई, do put your prediction, people. People, please, I am seeing a lot of people are in the chat as well. People, please put your prediction in the comment section as well. So we will see किसका क्या है, किसकी क्या prediction है. Guys, this is the enjoyment of football. यहाँ पे I am just here. I'm not just here for a channel or something. I'm here to discuss football, enjoy with you all, discuss football because football is the soul for me. I enjoy football, watching football, and the biggest part I love enjoying is discussing with people their prediction, difference of opinions. So do put your prediction in the comment section below. And my prediction will be that I think Arsenal is going to win this game 2-1. I think Fulham is going to lose to Liverpool 1-3. I think Newcastle are going to beat Nottingham Forest 1-0. I think Bournemouth is going to be defeated by Aston Villa 1-2. I think Tottenham is going to beat Southampton 3-1. Chelsea is going to beat Everton 0-2. Leeds is going to lose 0-1 against Wolves. I think United is going to beat Brighton in a high-scoring game 3-2 with Rashford scoring a brace. I do think that Leicester is going to lose to Brentford at home because Leicester are in an absolute free fall. And I'm going with Leicester 1, Brentford 2. And overall, for Manchester City game, I think be aware for the surprise. Manchester City have always been slow starters, for a reminder. And I think West Ham on the first day of the season, the ground, atmosphere, I see a 2-2 draw up there as well. So people do put your prediction in the below. The screen is here. These are the fixtures that we have this game week in the Premier League. And along with that, I'll take some chance. I've gone for Haaland in my team. I think Haaland might really do well in the second match of the season against Bournemouth. I think that's the favorite opponent that he needs, I think, to score goals. Or Ilanga, Rashford, Sancho. I think it's very possible here. I think it could even be, I think Danish bhai, it could even be Bruno, Rashford, Sancho, and then Ericsson, McTominay, Fred playing in the midfield. That's also very, very possible. Newcastle and Nottingham draw and want to avenge last season 4-0. I think you will beat Brighton. I think you will beat Brighton as Old Trafford, and I cannot see them causing any accept. Now going on a bit of, you can say, early Premier League prediction, just an early Premier League prediction. We will have a full-fledged show as well because until and unless transfer window is over, I think making prediction is very, very, you can say, early for me because it gets difficult. And Prashant said with an information for us, Cucurella will play tomorrow. I think that's exciting. I think who would have thought that Chelsea would have pulled it off? It's so early. I think Todd Bowley has been very quick as well, so he deserves a lot of praise for that as well. And Palace versus Arsenal will be 3-2 Arsenal. Fulham versus Liverpool, 3-0 Liverpool, I believe. And I think 3-1 Liverpool. Newcastle versus Forest 3-3. Wow, I think if that happens, I'm seeing Newcastle Forest more importantly than the other matches that are going to go on. And Bournemouth will have 2-2. So now going on to Hiren by first. Hiren by, now these are the 5 questions and we'll go one by one. For me, Hiren by the top 4 that I think at the moment, early prediction is I think City is going to win the league. I think Liverpool will still remain second. But I do see if City lose Bernardo Silva, I can see Liverpool being first. But right now, I'm assuming that Bernardo remains there. So I'm going with City first. I'm going with Zaha, yes or no. I think Zaha, if you're asking in terms of FPL, sir, I think Zaha could be a good pick, but I cannot see him
Good
score
pick.
against Arsenal. I think Arsenal at the moment are defensively strong, are coming on a good preseason with a momentum, and I cannot see Crystal Palace getting a lot of goals today. And going on to my prediction here, my prediction is City, Liverpool, I think Chelsea, and then Tottenham Hotspur. Going to Hiren by, what do you think? Which team is going to be in the top 4 and why?
सेम सेम सिटी लिवरपूल क्योंकि चेल्सी ने अब अच्छी साइनिंग कर ली है, अच्छी साइनिंग कर रही है, तो चेल्सी 3 एंड टॉटनहम 4.
I think Chelsea 3, Tottenham 4. और आपके फर्स्ट टू वही है सिटी लिवरपूल?
जी बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सिटी लिवरपूल.
I think, sir, in the FPL part as well, I'm so sorry I forgot to discuss this. Cash is a very good player. I think I can say that because Cash is cheap. Cash is going to cost you 5 million. But also, sir, do look for Volker Peters. Volker Peters will cost you 4.5 million. There are also a lot of cheap players as well, like Brennan Johnson, players like Pablo Fornals, who's going to cost you 5.5. Even players like Tariq Lamptey, Max Killman. So do go for these type of players as well, sir. And I see same table as last year. I do agree, sir. I do agree. I can also see the last year table: City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham, and I think that's what Hiren Bhai is saying as well. And Spurs versus Southampton 2-1, Brighton United 2-1. I think, sir, he said United is home. He said United is home, and I do see United winning this one. I think Leicester versus Brentford, Leicester victory, and Brentford West Ham versus City 4-1 City because City abandoned animal. I think that's also a scary part if you're a West Ham fan. Whenever City are angry, they do take their anger out in very good way. So now coming on to Hiren Bhai here, Hiren Bhai surprise pack. Now, Hiren Bhai, I'm going to spin the question for you. So it's not going to be easy for you. You cannot choose a surprise team. Who do you think is going to do well from top 6? You have to choose that from other 14 teams. Who do you think is going to be one of the most surprising team for all the people?
I think Newcastle.
And why do you think Hiren Bhai, Newcastle can be that?
बिकॉज उसने साइनिंग भी इस तरह से की है और अभी न्यूज़ आ रही है कि एडी हाउ का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है वो एक्सटेंड कर दिया है. और मतलब पिछले साल भी मैंने उसके जो लास्ट के 2-3 मैच थे, जो एक लिवरपूल के अगेंस्ट था शायद, वो भी देखा था लास्ट के सीजन का. तो
Arsenal
मतलब
to
वो
win the league? नहीं, football trick, sir. I admire you, sir. But ये नहीं होने वाला. I think Arsenal, if they finish in the top 4, could be one of the biggest finish you can ever see. I think this is so early. I think, sir, this is so early. United, and here the prediction is United in top 4, Liverpool to slip. Liverpool to slip. टॉप 4 के बाहर आप कह रहे हैं दानिश भाई? एक बार दानिश भाई क्लियर कर दीजिए, आप लिवरपूल को कह रही है टॉप 2 से स्लिप है या टॉप 4 से स्लिप है? वेस्ट हैम टू चैलेंज फॉर टॉप 6, आई एग्री, वेस्ट हैम इज गोना बी द सरप्राइज पैक। मैं थोड़ा सा हिरेन भाई से यहीं पे डिसएग्री करूंगा। आई थिंक न्यूकासल को थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा डेवलप होने में। मैं जाऊंगा वेस्ट हैम प्ले फॉर अ सरप्राइज पैक, मार्टिनेली और ओडेगार्ड। गो फॉर ओडेगार्ड, गो फॉर ओडेगार्ड। ओडेगार्ड की ज्यादा चांसेस है फॉर असिस्ट और गोल हैज कंपेयर्ड टू मार्टिनेली, बिकॉज़ मार्टिनेली भी आर्सेनल फैंस हमेशा क्रिटिसाइज करते हैं फॉर हिज लैक ऑफ गोल स्कोरिंग। And who is watching for Arsenal to lose today? Sir, I will watch the match. Hiren bhai will watch the match. But at the moment, मेरा दिल कह रहा है हार जाए, क्रिस्टल पैलेस जीते. But मेरा दिमाग कह रहा है not possible, not possible. And here Liverpool to third spot. Okay, okay. Liverpool to slip to third spot. So Danish bhai, I just want to clear you. आप second किसको कह रहे हैं? Tottenham को या Chelsea को यहाँ पे? And going on to another question for Hiren bhai here. Hiren bhai, आपने सरप्राइज फैक्टर बता दिया कि आपको लग रहा है न्यूकासल है। अब टॉप 6 के अलावा कौन सी टीम है जो आपको लगता है लोगों को बहुत डिसअपॉइंट करने वाली है, जो एक्सपेक्टेशन थी उनसे?
लेस्टर सिटी, क्योंकि वो फाइनेंशियल क्राइसिस में कुछ है वो, तो उसने मतलब इस साल उतने ज्यादा वो मतलब यंग टैलेंट भी कोई मतलब वो जो उसकी जो स्काउट होती है एवरी टाइम वो मतलब अच्छी रहती है, लेकिन इस साल वो मतलब कुछ ज्यादा स्क्वाड में ला पाए नहीं है। तो मेरे हिसाब से एवरेज सीजन या फिर बिलो एवरेज सीजन होगा लेस्टर का।
आई थिंक हिरेन भाई और मैं आज पता नहीं कैसे हो गए, इतना ज्यादा इक्वल चल रही है कि मेरे को समझ नहीं आ रही। आई थिंक आइदर हिरेन भाई हैज समहाउ साइकोलाइज्ड माय माइंड एंड गॉट माय आंसर्स, बिकॉज़ आई एम आल्सो गोइंग फॉर लेस्टर सिटी, बिकॉज़ दे हैव नॉट इवन साइंड अ प्लेयर। They have not even signed a player and they're dependent so much on player sales, and that's the only concern I've got with them. And I do agree with Hiren by the Leicester City are going to disappoint everyone this season. And here, Prashant bhai, with a question. Listen, Arsenal, whatever you sign does not make it Chelsea first team except Jesus. But whatever Chelsea sign goes directly in your starting 11. I think Prashant bhai, I will say that I respect Arsenal, but I do agree. I do agree. I think people are too much discrediting Chelsea this season. I've seen everyone, mostly the big critters, mostly the people going for Chelsea fifth, Chelsea sixth. I think people, you're going to be surprised. If you're putting Chelsea fifth or sixth, I think you're going to be surprised and you're not learning your lesson. You're doubting Chelsea, you're touting Thomas Tuchel, the man who won Champions League with Timo Werner and Hakim Ziyech. And I admire Timo Werner, Hakim Ziyech as well. I love them, but I think people are doubting Chelsea a lot, in my opinion. Disappointment will be Villa. And I think that's also a good choice because Steven Gerrard is very inexperienced. And I think that could be a big factor in deciding that. Southampton to be relegated. Wow. And Danish Bhai also said that South Spurs will finish second. Danish Bhai, I will say one thing. If Chelsea get Fofana, we've already got Cucurella. I'm saying with a big chest here today, if Chelsea have already signed Cucurella, if we also sign, you can say Fofana and De Jong, I think Chelsea are challenging City for the title this season. And if we don't challenge, then it's a big shame on our face. And now going on another question to Hiren Bhai here. Hiren Bhai, title तो हम सबने predict कर दिया कि title is going to be won by Manchester City of all people. अब जाते हैं थोड़ा relegation battle पे। तो हिरेन भाई आप बताइए आपको क्या लगता है? सारे लोग कह रहे हैं कि न्यूली प्रोमोटेड टीम्स बाहर जाएगी, नॉटिंघम, फुलहाम, बोर्नमouth। अब जैसे दानिश भाई कह रहे हैं साउथहैम्पटन भी जा सकते हैं, कई लोग कह रहे हैं लीड्स भी जा सकती है, कई लोग कह रहे हैं फ्रैंक लैम्पार्ड भी जा रहे हैं, ऐसे कई लोग बोल रहे हैं। तो आपको क्या लगता है हिरेन भाई, विच टीम्स आर गोइंग टू बी रेलीगेटेड एंड व्हाई?
फुलहाम, बर्माउथ एंड तीसरी मेरे हिसाब से लीड्स 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 फाइनली हो जाएगी। इस साल हो जाएगी फाइनल, पिछले साल बच गई थी, इस साल हो जाएगी।
आई थिंक ओवरऑल
लेकिन
ऐसा लग रहा है आप मेरे को फिर से कॉपी कर रहे हैं, बट एटलीस्ट इस बार ये है कि एक डिफरेंस है आपके और मेरे प्रेडिक्शन में। आई थिंक बोर्नमouth इज गोइंग टू बी रेलीगेटेड बिकॉज़ स्कॉट पार्कर बहुत इनएक्सपीरियंस मैनेजर है। आई थिंक एवर्टन बिकॉज़ ऑफ द एक्सपीरियंस दे हैव गॉट, इसमें नहीं ड्रैग होंगे। आई थिंक लीड्स, मुझे लगता है जस्सी मार्श अभी भी इनएक्सपीरियंस है, सो आई डू थिंक दैट लीड्स माइट बी रेलीगेटेड, बट आल्सो आई विल से फुलहाम विल स्टे अप। I think Marco Silva is keeping them up this time, and Fulham through Mitrovic goals is going to stay up, and I think it's going to be Leeds, it's going to be Nottingham. I want Nottingham to stay, but I do think Nottingham are going down, and I do think it's going to be Bournemouth as well. Again, these all things could change if the transfer window ends in a different way, but at the moment for me, it's going to be Leeds, it's going to be Nottingham, it's going to be Bournemouth. While for Hiren Bhai, it's going to be Fulham, it's going to be Bournemouth, and then it's going to be Leeds. So he's expecting Nottingham to stay, and I will be honest. I think for a top 4 finish, one of the top teams should play like we did, and it is nearly impossible. USL via Europa is more realistic. I think Danish bhai, I will only say one thing. If you give me option right now to me and Hiren bhai, anyone in the world, you get a top 4 or you get a Europa League and Champions League qualification. I will say even finish sixth in the league if it means winning a trophy. Winning a trophy is one of the most special feeling I've ever enjoyed. When we destroyed Arsenal, mercilessly beat them 1-4, I enjoyed the most. And for 2 months, I did not hear any banter from Arsenal fans. It was That's the case that it was, and that's the most beautiful thing. And I think you are sitting right now with two champion clubs in Chelsea and Barcelona. We only want to win. And Danish by United is also a club that wants to win. And I think that might be a better route as well. And I do see a lineup of Eriksen, Donny van de Beek, Fred, the lineup of in front three. If De Jong signs in De Jong, Donny van de Beek, and Eriksen, then the front three of Rashford, if Ronaldo stays Ronaldo, Sancho, or Bruno, I think that lineup is more than enough to win you the Europa League. Let's be brutally honest, the biggest competition they will have is Arsenal. And
Arsenal.
another biggest competition they will have is the Champions League team that's going to fall off. That's the only thing I think. And EPL top four for me, uh, City or Arsenal, nahi, sir. I respect you so much, sir, but Arsenal nahi aane wali. City or Arsenal or Liverpool or Chelsea. Second पे Liverpool or Chelsea. Third पे Spurs and United. और fourth पे West Ham or Arsenal or Spurs. I think ये सर बड़ी confusing है. And hey, Prashant, please protect Chelsea more when you're with some YouTuber next time. Don't let them play down. नहीं sir, हिरेन भाई has praised Chelsea, sir. Please. हिरेन भाई for so far has praised Chelsea. प्रशांत भाई, हिरेन भाई ने ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं कहा Chelsea के बारे में. हिरेन भाई. एंड हिरेन भाई मैं अभी भी कह रहा हूँ, लोग हमेशा चेल्सी को नीचे डाल रहे हैं. लोग सारे बोल रहे हैं चेल्सी फिफ्थ आएगी, सिक्स्थ आएगी. हिरेन भाई ने फोर्थ कहा है चेल्सी को. तो हिरेन भाई
थर्ड कहा है.
बहुत सारे पीपल चेल्सी को फिफ्थ कह रहे हैं. एंड मैं अपनी चेस्ट के साथ कह रहा हूँ यहाँ पे, हम चैलेंज करेंगे सिटी को इस सीजन फॉर द टाइटल. क्लिप दिस, मैं इसको खुद रिकॉर्ड करके डाल दूंगा. चेल्सी विल चैलेंज सिटी फॉर द टाइटल एंड वी आर गोना आइदर विन द प्रीमियर लीग और द चैंपियंस लीग. टेक इट रिटन. We are winning the Premier League or Champions League, and Todd Bowley is coming. This is why we are the fans. And I think, see, I will say one thing, whether you're even an Arsenal fan, City fan, Tottenham fan, अगर आप सीजन से पहले होप ही नहीं करोगे ना, तो कोई फायदा ही नहीं है. अगर होप ही नहीं करोगे ना जिंदगी में, तो फायदा ही नहीं है. मेरी होप ये है कि हम जीतेंगे, हम पूरा टूर्नामेंट जीतेंगे. नहीं जीते तो क्या हुआ, नहीं जीते ना, तो जीतेंगे. हिरेन भाई से मैं पूछूंगा, हिरेन भाई अभी ड्रीम कर रहे हैं कि ये ठोकेगी एल क्लासिको में रियल मैड्रिड को 7-8-0. नहीं होने वाला ना, पर होप तो करेंगे. होप तो बिल्कुल करेंगे. एंड प्रशांत भाई क्लैरिफिकेशन दे रहे हैं, आई मीन अदर पैनल. मैं यहाँ समझता क्योंकि हिरेन भाई ने तो चेल्सी को पूरा प्रेस करा है. एंड आई समझ आई हैव अ ड्रीम यूरोपा लीग फाइनल. अगर ये हो गया ना हिरेन भाई, आई थिंक पूरा इंटरनेट टूट जाएगा. आपकी कुछ ओपिनियन इसके बारे में हिरेन भाई?
नहीं बिल्कुल, वो फ्रैंकी डी जॉन्ग गोल्स करना ही चाहिए, क्योंकि आखिर किसी टीम में तो वो गोल स्कोर करे. हम तो कब से कह रहे हैं कि उसको चांस दे रहे. कुमान के टाइम से बोल रहा है, कुमान भी बोल रहा है कि तुमको ज्यादा बॉक्स में होना चाहिए. जावी भी चाहता है कि तुम गोल करो. तो अगर टुकल करवा देता है बारसा के सामने गोल, तो मतलब फ्रैंकी डी जॉन्ग, अगर मैं एज ए फ्रैंकी डी जॉन्ग फैन ऐसे ही बोलूंगा कि अच्छा होगा. मतलब कहीं पे जाके तो उसने स्कोर कर दिया.
मुझे आर्टेटा में यंग पेप की झलक दिखती है, इसलिए मुझे आर्सेनल के सरप्राइज. सर मैं आपकी पूरी ओपिनियन रिस्पेक्ट करता हूं. एंड सर बिल्कुल अब मुझे समझ आ क्यों कह रहे हो. बिल्कुल सही कहा आपने सर. पहले सर मुझे लग रहा था यू वर जोकिंग, बट अब आपने असली रीजन दिया है. एंड आई एग्री विद यू सर. आई थिंक आर्टेटा ने अच्छा काम करा. आई थिंक वन थिंग आई विल से इज आर्टेटा हैज लेफ्ट आर्सेनल, अगर वो सैक भी होता है, एक अच्छी कंडीशन में. दे हैव गॉट अ मच बेटर स्कोर जो कोई भी और मैनेजर चाहेगा. बट सर मुझे ये लगता है कि किसी भी मैनेजर को हम पेप से इतनी जल्दी कंपेयर नहीं कर सकते जब तक वो अचीवमेंट ना करे. Until and unless Arteta does something big, अभी वो उस शूज को फिल करने के लायक भी नहीं है जो पेप जैसे बंदे ने बनाई है. एंड नाउ गोइंग टू सम मोर क्वेश्चंस. आई मीन अदर पीपल, ओके ये तो ले लिया था. आई मीन आई एग्री विद यू, चेल्सी विल चैलेंज सिटी, बट लिवरपूल का डाउनफॉल चालू होगा. आई थिंक लिवरपूल का एक कंसर्न है, डार्विन नूनेस अभी थोड़ा सा ट्रेडिशनल स्ट्राइकर है जो उन्होंने कभी खेला नहीं है. आई थिंक सलाह पे वो बहुत डिपेंडेंट है जो एज हो रही है. ये लिवरपूल का एक प्रॉब्लम है, उनकी मिडफील्ड वही है जो लास्ट ईयर उन्होंने इंप्रूवमेंट नहीं करी. क्रिएटिविटी स्टिल वेरी मच लैकिंग इन द मिडफील्ड ऑफ लिवरपूल. एंड हियर अनदर क्वेश्चन. I really feel Chelsea will surprise big time. I'm feeling very positive. How was a nervous month ago, sir? मैं अभी भी कह रहा हूँ, people who are watching it, Chelsea will challenge City for the league, and Chelsea will either win the Champions League or Premier League. Written it. I'm signing the contract here, verbal contract, and Chelsea is going to win the Premier League for me or a Champions League. I think for me, every season I've gone with hope. I was very hopeful last season, but this time I'm getting another feeling. I think Cucurella, Sterling, Koulibaly, if we get Fofana, is one of the best window you will see, and people are really downplaying Chelsea. It's just that people are really going to Arsenal because Arsenal play good football. People are concentrating a lot on, you can say, City, Liverpool. People are forgetting Chelsea just because of what we had last season. But people also forget Liverpool got a lot of sympathy last year when they had a lot of injuries. People forget Chelsea had James, Chilwell, Jorginho, Kovacic out at the same time. It's just that our reputation is about money spending. People don't give it the respect, and I'm angry with that. But people, if Liverpool got 4 or 5 players injured last season, सारे कह रहे होते यार लिवरपूल की इंजरीज देखी है तुमने, चेल्सी की इंजरीज होगी तो तुम्हारा तो बड़ा स्क्वाड है, तुम खिला लो. ये मेंटालिटी है जो मुझे हर्ट करती है, एंड पीपल डू नॉट डिस्काउंट चेल्सी. एंड ये भी एक और क्वेश्चन, बारसा वर्सेस चेल्सी semi-final Champions League and we win 3-2. Aspi goal 90 plus 5 minutes. A little skull for missing on a captain. Sorry, Irene bhai. अगर बर्नार्डो गया, City will go for Bellingham. I think मैं एक चीज बोलूंगा. I think football quick sir, I will say that Bellingham looks like him. I will say one thing. I'm making a big prediction. João Felix is going to play for Manchester City. Jude Bellingham is going to play for Liverpool. I think you can earmark it. I will clip it for the future as well. Jude Bellingham is going to play for Liverpool, and João Felix is going to be the next Bernardo Silva for Manchester City. And he will go from the clutches of straws of Diego Simeone to play one of the best football he will play in the whole world. And Chelsea took time for the transfer, but they got sensible transfer. I agree. We have got sensible transfer. ये भी हिरेन भाई, मैं आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहूंगा before we end the show. चेल्सी की विंडो की सर आपकी क्या रेटिंग है, एंड हाउ डू यू थिंक चेल्सी विंडो इस बार गई है?
अभी तो रेटिंग तो मतलब अभी तो खत्म नहीं हुई है. अभी चेल्सी और एक दो साइनिंग मतलब करेगी मेरे हिसाब से, क्योंकि फोफाना, फ्रेंकी डियोंग और एक जो राइट विंग में वो यंग प्लेयर कौन सा देख रहे हैं, पीटर्स ऐसा कुछ करके है.
काइल वॉकर पीटर्स.
हाँ, काइल वॉकर पीटर्स. तो मतलब और शायद को सेस्को के पीछे भी वो जा रहे हैं, यूनाइटेड को टक्कर दे रहे हैं. तो मेरे हिसाब से 2 साइनिंग तो अगर होगी ये, एक मतलब अगर एक डिफेंस और एक आधा स्ट्राइकर आ गया तो मेरे हिसाब से चेल्सी की ये 10 आउट ऑफ 8 विंडो में इसको काउंट करूंगा, अगर 2 साइनिंग होती है तो.
एंड मैं यही कहूंगा कि चेल्सी विंडो इज बीइंग वेरी मच अंडरप्लेड. एंड गाइस, आज का मैं यही कहूंगा, हमने प्रीमियर लीग के बारे में डिस्कस करा, हमने एफपीएल के बारे में डिस्कस करा. एक फाइनल एफपीएल एडवाइस मैं जरूर दूंगा कि प्लीज नेवर इन योर लाइफ पुट सलाह आउट ऑफ द टीम. प्लीज नेवर इन योर लाइफ. एंड प्रशांत भाई कह रहे हैं चेल्सी को एक और सेंटर बैक चाहिए. बस सर, चेल्सी ने कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्सटेंड कर लिया एस्पिकुलेटा का, तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि फुफाना के अलावा हमें और सेंटर बैक के लिए जाना चाहिए. एंड हिरेन भाई, प्रीमियर लीग में कौन सी टीम को सपोर्ट करते हैं? हिरेन भाई प्लीज बताइए चैट को.
ऐसे तो मैं मतलब मेरी ऐसे कोई फेवरेट नहीं है, लेकिन मेरे को सिटी और चेल्सी अच्छी लगती है.
ये हुई ना बात हिरेन भाई. एंड नाउ कमिंग ऑन पीपल, हाँ मैं ये जरूर कहूंगा पीपल, हिरेन भाई के चैनल पे जाइए, लिंक पे डिस्क्रिप्शन पे दिया हुआ है. मैंने उनका चैनल टैग करा हुआ है, आपको कुछ नहीं करने की जरूरत है, टैग पे क्लिक करना है, सीधा उनके चैनल पे जाओगे. क्यूरियस हैरी है, कोई डिफिकल्ट भी नहीं रिमेंबर करना. क्यूरियस हैरी, CURIOUS एंड हैरी. वो इंस्टाग्राम पे भी है, मैंने आज स्टोरी में डाला है. मेरे को भी फॉलो करो श्री FC में. हिरेन भाई को सपोर्ट करो. लेट्स क्रिएट अ बिग कम्युनिटी गाइस, एंड एक दूसरे को लेट्स कीप सपोर्टिंग ईच अदर. एंड ओवरऑल लास्ट में मैं ये कहूंगा कि आज हमने एफपीएल की बातें करी. प्लीज सलाह को अपनी टीम से ना निकालना, ये गलती कभी मत करना. एंड ओवरऑल डू गो फॉर सम सरप्राइज पिक्स लाइक बोवन, लाइक साका, लाइक फोर्नाल्स. एंड हमने प्रीमियर लीग के बारे में डिस्कस करा, अपनी प्रेडिक्शंस दी. हमने भी आल्सो टॉक्ड अबाउट द अर्ली प्रेडिक्शन फॉर द प्रीमियर लीग की. अर्ली प्रेडिक्शन क्या होगी प्रीमियर लीग की, व्हाट विल बी द रिजल्ट ऑफ द प्रीमियर लीग. एंड ओवरऑल वी आल्सो डिस्कस ऑन द Cucurella डील. थोड़ा हमने डियोंग की बातें करी, थोड़ा बारसा से बेंटर करा, थोड़ा चेल्सी का बेंटर हुआ. एंड वी एंजॉयड अ लॉट टुडे. सो हिरेन भाई, ऑन द फाइनल थॉट्स, what are final thoughts on the video? And overall, Hiren bhai, do tell people where to watch you and what next content is coming on the channel.
थैंक यू श्रेय भाई फॉर नाइस वर्ड ऑफ यू. और आगे तो कंटेंट, अभी जो बारसा का मैच होने वाला है जॉन गाम्पर ट्रॉफी में संडे को, तो उसका लाइव चलन करने वाला हूँ मैं. तो और मैं मतलब हूँ तो बारसा फैन ही, लेकिन दूसरी टीमों के भी मैं काफ़ी सारे मतलब लिवरपूल का सीजन प्रीव्यू किया है, चेल्सी का आपके और अंकित भाई के साथ सीजन प्रीव्यू किया है, और फिर नीतिका मैम के साथ लिवरपूल का किया है, और जयंत भाई के साथ TCSB के साथ रियल मैड्रिड का किया है, और बार्सिलोना के लिए मैंने इंसेन फुटबॉल टॉक्स के साथ किया है. तो मतलब मैं फुटबॉल को एज अ जनरल देखता हूँ, मतलब एक एंटरटेनमेंट की तरह देखता हूँ. मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं बार्सिलोना का फैन हूँ तो मतलब मेरे को दूसरी टीम को हेट करना ही है. मतलब फुटबॉल एक एंजॉयमेंट का गेम है, तो उसी की तरह मैं लेता हूँ ज़्यादा. मतलब एक तो मतलब लाइफ का इतना दूसरा स्ट्रेस है, तो मतलब इसी में भी ये हम हेट और ये सब लाएंगे तो ये मतलब हमारे लिए ही अच्छा नहीं है. तो मैं इस फुटबॉल को इसी तरह से देखता हूँ और ज़्यादा चिल होके देखता हूँ. मतलब उतना ज़्यादा मैं इसमें नहीं आर्ग्यू में पड़ता कि तुम्हारी टीम को ऐसा कर दिया. मतलब मैं एज अ फुटबॉल एज अ गेम ज़्यादा देखता हूँ, मतलब रादर देन टीम परफॉर्मेंस। लेकिन अगर मेरी कोई बात किसी चेल्सी फैन या किसी और फैन को भी अगर कोई बुरी लगी हो तो प्लीज मुझे माफ कर दीजिएगा। मेरा मतलब ओपिनियन ही था और मैं कोई
नहीं ऐसा
चेंज
नहीं है।
करने
हिरेन
वाला।
भाई, मैंने आज तक मैं कहूंगा, मैं बहुत सारे गेस्टों से मिला हूं एंड हिरेन भाई हैज बीन जस्ट फैंटास्टिक। जिस तरह उन्होंने पूरे, मैं कहूंगा, अनबायस एनालिसिस दिए, वो आके यहाँ चढ़ा भी सकते थे, अरे अब तो रफी लेंगे, बट उन्होंने ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं करा। एंड मैं ये भी, और गाइस मैं पता है क्या कहूंगा, इसमें बुरी बात भी नहीं होती, बैंटर हमेशा होना चाहिए।
होता
इफ
है
यू
हाँ।
हैव नो
हाँ
बैंटर इन फुटबॉल, व्हाट्स द बेनिफिट? अगर मैं हिरेन भाई को चढ़ाऊंगा नहीं, अगर चेल्सी को फाइनल ठोकती है या वो मुझे नहीं चढ़ाएगा, उसका क्या बेनिफिट? तो
नहीं
वही
नहीं।
होता है, फुटबॉल इज ऑलवेज अबाउट बेंटर। एंड प्रशांत भाई, रिस्पेक्ट हिरेन भाई, एंड एब्सोल्यूट हिरेन भाई, एंड आपको भी रिस्पेक्ट प्रशांत भाई, आपने पूरा शो देखा, थैंक यू सो मच प्रशांत भाई, जो हमने सपोर्ट करा। उनके चैनल पे भी जाइए, हिरेन भाई की क्यूरियस हैरी, प्लीज उनको सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, प्लीज उनको सपोर्ट कीजिए। एंड यूसीएल ग्रुप स्टेज की प्रेडिक्शन में कहूंगा, मुझे लगता है हिरेन भाई भी कवर करेंगे, मैं भी कवर करूंगा, एंड आई थिंक सारे इंडियन कम्युनिटी के क्रिएटर्स और भी क्रिएटर्स सारे कवर करेंगे। आई थिंक यूसीएल का इसमें यही है फुटबॉल क्विक्सर की, अभी उसमें टाइम है ड्रॉ में, मेरे को लगता है अगस्त के एंड में अराउंड है, तो मैं उससे पहले ही करूंगा, एंड हिरेन भाई भी हम सभी करेंगे। एंड उसके बाद मुझे लगता है पीएसजी वर्सेस बार्सिलोना वर्सेस सिटी वर्सेस एटलेटिको सिटी। सर इस बार अच्छा होने वाला कंपटीशन इस बार, क्योंकि
बिल्कुल
पीएसजी
बिल्कुल इस साल।
कैंपस के अंदर। एंड लास्ट क्वेश्चन गाइस बिफोर आई एंड द शो टुडे, एक चीज और थी, नेक्स्ट सीजन से यूसीएल का फॉर्मेशन चेंज हुआ है शायद से। सर नेक्स्ट सीजन से होगा वो, आई थिंक अराउंड 2024 से है, तो नेक्स्ट
ट्वेंटी
सीजन में
फोर
नहीं।
ट्वेंटी फाइव 24-25।
फोर्थ सीजन से है सर ये, तो अभी उसमें 2 साल पड़े हैं, तो वो अलग फॉर्मेशन है। एंड 442 अजीम भाई के चैनल पे हेल्थी बेंटर, एब्सोल्युटली सर, बेंटर बहुत अच्छी चीज है, बस हाँ एक लिमिट ना क्रॉस, एक लिमिट ना क्रॉस है, उसके अलावा बेंटर बहुत अच्छा है। एंड ऑन द फाइनल नोट, थैंक यू हिरेन भाई फॉर ज्वाइनिंग टुडे, इट वाज एन एब्सोल्यूट प्लेजर भाई टू हैव यू, यू विल सी हिरेन भाई मोर ऑन दिस चैनल। एंड जिन्होंने भी देखा, प्लीज पीपल डू लाइक ऑन द कंटेंट, सब्सक्राइब हिरेन भाई के चैनल पे जाइए, लिंक दिया हुआ है, डू सब्सक्राइब। थैंक यू सो मच फॉर वॉचिंग, मैं आशा करूंगा आपका दिन अच्छा जाए, शुभ जाए। Thank you so much for watching and hope you have a great day. Thank you so much and hope you all enjoy.